Y'all ready to get busy? What's up, guys? It is time for the Beastly Thoughts Show live. It's not time, actually. It's an hour and a half early. Sorry.
Sorry.
If you're tuning in at 6 o'clock and you're seeing this is a recorded version of the show, sorry. My bad. I had a scheduling conflict. Luckily, Beastly and Robbie were kind enough to adjust their schedules to match up. But after this show, if you want to go over to Twitch, we are going to be live streaming. The Planet Destiny guys and I are going to be live streaming for Extra Life. So I'll put a link in the show notes for that if you'd like to check it out. That's a really cool cause. It's basically paying money, donating money to help children in children's hospitals. So that's going to be a ton of fun. But right now, we got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to ask you guys what you've been playing because I already know.
Yeah.
So do you want to just jump into it and let's talk about the game at hand?
Yes, let's talk about Black Ops 3.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Destiny.
Okay.
No. Bad part.
Black Ops 3 came out on Friday, which was freaking weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's out, and we've gotten a chance to play it. How long have you guys gotten to put into this?
I probably put at least, I would say, 8 hours in on the game. I think I put in a solid 6 hours into the campaign so far.
Robbie?
I'd say about 10 hours total. Probably most of that is multiplayer and zombies, which I both extremely love. And yeah, I'd say about that.
All right, so I'm by far the lowest. I've probably put in about 4 hours, and I've only played multiplayer. I downloaded it late. I downloaded it on Saturday. I met you guys online, and you got salty Briar big time.
Yes.
Activision was definitely having some server issues yesterday. So we're recording this on Sunday. The game came out on Friday. I downloaded it on Saturday, and today is Sunday. I already said today's Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, the game was not running well on Saturday at all. But I got a chance to play it today, and I got to say I'm pretty impressed with the game. What do you guys think about it so far?
Awesome. I'm happy to hear that. I honestly have been impressed with it from the moment I installed the initial game. I started off on the single player, the campaign. My wife and I, Robbie, you actually were there at the very beginning with us, and we started playing that. I really enjoy it. The story leaves a lot to be desired. It's one of those situations, in the campaign at least, where you're just playing it because you enjoy going through wave after wave of enemies. Yeah. And after a while, you start to realize that the story doesn't matter and you really don't know what the hell you're doing. It's becoming one of those convoluted type of situations where there's so much going on that you really don't want to follow the bouncing ball. Mm-hmm. You just want to keep tapping X and get to the next campaign mission. But after we spent maybe about 5 or 6 hours into the campaign, we went to the multiplayer. First, we went to zombies. Kate and I went to zombies. And we went to multiplayer afterwards. And I was there with you, Briar, yesterday. And we saw the little network issues. We were unable to join parties. We were unable to get online. And one good thing I'll say about the situation is that Activision did tweet out that they were having issues during an update. And they fixed the problem in relatively short time. I'd say probably 10 minutes we were able to get back on.
Well, and I was having the problem for longer than 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't.
After they tweeted it out, it took them about 10 minutes to sort it out. But I was definitely having the problem for longer than 10 minutes.
Okay. And I got to say, this is by far the most, for me at least, the most authentic Call of Duty feel I've had since Black Ops 2. It feels like the true, the growth of Black Ops 2. Of course, it's Black Ops 3, but we've gone through so many other incarnations of Call of Duty. We went through Ghost, Advanced Warfare, that all seem to diverge into their own directions. This seems to be the true evolution of what Black Ops 2 was for me. I love the traversal. I didn't get any netcode issues. I know that you were having a lot yesterday, where you were getting shot from around corners with those boomerang bullets, and I didn't really run into much of that. For me, it felt a lot like Black Ops 2, and I know that throughout history you said Black Ops 2's netcode was one you didn't like. I personally really always enjoyed Black Ops 2's, and I didn't have any issues with it, but so far from what I played, I've really enjoyed it. The multiplayer is phenomenal. From what I played so far. I did spend maybe another hour and a half last night with Mr. Robbie and our good friend Unreal Gamer, the Mr. Salvo, last night. And we played some more zombies, the four of us, and we got owned for about an hour and a half, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. And so far from what I played, I'm looking forward to fleshing out and basically leveling up my character, unlocking all the weapons and perks that I need. It feels like Call of Duty again. I'm really happy that I got this game.
All right, Robbie, what are your initial impressions here? How are you feeling about the game so far?
So, coming off of the beta back in August, I was extremely positive about this game. I was like, this is going to bring me back into Call of Duty, and this brings me back from Advanced Warfare. This feels like Call of Duty again. And here's the thing. Advanced Warfare wasn't a bad game at all. It was a great change-up for Call of Duty. It felt fresh and fun, but the problem was the exo move was just way too crazy and convoluted. It got so frustrating after about a month of playing that game, I just had to put it away. This game, the movement is fantastic. I love the way you can wall run. I love when you pop off a wall run, you come down on a guy and gun him down. That is the most satisfying thing in the world. The movement all chains together. It feels amazing. I think the maps are awesome too. Like really aren't any maps that I haven't liked so far. They're all great.
There's one. Okay, so it's like I'm not sure if it's a mall or a factory. I can't tell, but it's bright white inside, like the indoor area. I think it's like an H pattern.
Yeah.
With like crosses, and there's like I think there are either sidewalks or conveyor belts that are just set like waist high, like below. So like you walk in and you're up here, and then there's like this H pattern kind of going like this that's a little bit lower, like some tracks. I do not like that map. It's like it's too hard to keep an eye on all the different angles you need to do whenever you're in there. But other than that, I gotta agree with you. I like all the maps so far.
I got a quick question, guys. We got to talk about the map that has the buildings going straight up, like Inception style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Inception. Yeah.
There is a crazy map for the guys who haven't played this game in multiplayer, where basically you're on flat terrain, but if you look over to your right or your left, there's a whole neighborhood going straight up vertically. and when you go to the far end of the map, you can actually run through some of these houses and buildings sideways. So you're basically on the wall, and you look next to you, there's tables and shit on the wall and furniture. It's just a crazy feeling. It just makes me feel like the movie Inception. I think that the level design is very unique, and it really suits the gameplay and the traversal method perfectly.
And it complements the movement, too, which is the most important part. Like Advanced Warfare, it just didn't make any sense. You're spamming, jumping, you're boosting all over the place. It didn't feel consistent. It's like it's much more consistent to me.
It's like in this one, you can wall run pretty much on any wall, and there isn't just random walls everywhere. It all seems to make sense. You know, if you're the kind of person who wants to get to the other end of the map very quickly, there are multiple options for you to do that. You can run down certain walls, sliding. It feels really good. I'm really happy with it so far. I know we had the same kind of consensus the day. Well, I know that Robbie and I did the day after Advanced Warfare came out, and we quickly changed our minds. I don't think that's going to happen here. It feels really good to me.
So I'm not so sure. I'm not positive about this yet. I put in, like I said, maybe 4 hours around that. I've played some multiplayer. My initial experience was pretty negative because
you were very salty.
Oh my god, it was bad. Like, okay, so here's what was happening, right? A guy would come around the corner, and as soon as I saw him, I was dead. And that very much reminded me of the Black Ops 2 days, where there was a real problem with that game, where there are basically two representations of each player character. There was one that you saw as yourself, and there was one that your opponent saw. And the one your opponent saw was just half a second behind the one that you saw. So what would happen is it really favored rushing players. So if you came around a corner and started firing, by the time the person around that corner sees you, he's already dead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a strong suspicion that the same thing is happening here. I have very strong suspicion that the same thing is happening in this game. The netcode in this game feels almost exactly like Black Ops 2. I will say yesterday I was finding that I had about 160 milliseconds worth of ping in like every lobby I got into. Today, the ping is much better, and I'm finding that isn't as much of an issue. I find that the gunfights are a little more fair. Hit markers are happening when I expect them to happen.
Yeah.
But based on my experience yesterday, I have a sneaking suspicion that the netcode actually hasn't changed that much from Black Ops 2. And that could be an issue going forward. Also, the traversal, I like what they've done with the traversal. This game doesn't feel like Call of Duty to me. It feels like it's taken a little bit of a lot of Black Ops 2, a little bit of Titanfall, a little bit of Destiny, kind of melded all this stuff together. I mean, there's a ton of Titanfall. The wall running feels like it's almost directly out of Titanfall. The double jumping feels very similar as well, although it's subdued compared to Titanfall. And the way that, hold on just a second. the way that you basically pop your special abilities. I think they're special abilities, right? They're not called supers, but they're fucking similar to the Destiny supers. I mean, one girl's basically got the golden gun. Another guy's basically got the fist of panic. So they feel very similar, although there's a pretty wide range of them, and they don't feel all that overpowered. Like the one-shot kill gun, the one-shot kill bow, you don't feel like you're just running around just completely invulnerable.
They take a lot of skill to use because you can easily miss your shot and then you're going to be taken out immediately because the time to kill, and the game is so fast-paced. Yeah. Like, it's definitely not easy.
Now, Briar, you didn't get a chance to play any of the campaign, or you didn't play Zombies.
No, I won't play the campaign. I don't play campaign in Call of Duty games. It's been
let me just say
terrible
this.
Since I can remember.
Well, let me just say this. I believe, like I said previously, that the campaign is a little convoluted, and it's something that a lot of people aren't going to play. But one thing that I will say is that they've made it more enjoyable with the ability to play with up to 3 friends. I think that Activision, like you said, is kind of taken from a lot of different teapots and pulling it together to make this super badass cup of tea. Yeah. They've done a lot. If you ask me, they've taken a lot from Destiny. The fact that you can go through the campaign with your friends. That was really fun, playing with Robbie, playing with Kate. In previous Call of Duty games, there's been like Spec Ops, split-screen type of modes where you can basically go to Horde mode with your friends, couch co-op, and they've kind of toned that back and actually given you the ability to play the campaign co-op. I think that's really awesome, and it adds to the overall social aspect of the game. I think they've seen the phenomenon that Destiny is, and they want to capitalize on that by making this more in line with what the Destiny formula is, and that's at least my take on it.
But the problem is that people say, oh, they copied Destiny, they copied this game, but what if it makes the game better? Like, if it still feels like Call of Duty and they add more to it, is that really an issue? Because if it makes the game better, like, I feel like the specialists make the game more interesting, and I think this game does feel like Call of Duty multiplayer. That's where I kind of disagree with you, Briar, but I definitely agree with you about the netcode.
I'm not sure it does make the game better. I'm not positive yet. I'm having fun with it right now. In a month, I'll answer that question. Doesn't make it better. In a month, I'll answer the question, are these maps good? In a month, I'll answer the question, do I like the way the traversal works around the level? I'm definitely not ready to make any decisions like that now after 4 hours of play. Call of Duty multiplayer is something that people play for a year. And often, in fact, almost every year, there's multiple tweaks that have to be done to make it, a level playing field. And I'm positive, especially with the specialist stuff, that we're going to see that have to happen over the next few months. But right now, it's fun. As long as you got a good connection, it seems like the netcode is decent. And that's a big deal with Call of Duty and these fast, twitchy, fast time to kill games. I like the weapons. The weapons all feel good. After coming from Destiny, I gotta say every weapon feels the same to me. They all feel like laser beams. Like every weapon, you point it and the guy's dead. Like there's no recoil. I sort of miss the old days of Call of Duty, like Black Ops or especially the first Black Ops, where there's actually recoil on the weapons and it took a little bit of skill to kill somebody. I miss those days in Call of Duty. I miss the days where, there was a little. I always felt like Call of Duty had a nice blend of, speed, but also tactical gameplay. And I feel like as the game's gone on, especially in the last few years, or last 2 years, it's moved more toward speed and less toward tactical gameplay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm wondering if that's that's where it's losing me. Really, it's like an old man like me can only be so fast with those thumbsticks.
You're still pretty fast.
Especially playing Destiny, so much I can imagine. Like this game, because, Briar, you were playing yesterday when I was telling you, like, they're updating the servers. I know what you mean. The netcode is a little inconsistent right now, but I'm telling you, on Friday, like, the time to kill, you were melting people.
Today the time to kill was right there for me. Yesterday, I was shooting people, and it was like a half second later I'd hear the hit markers. You know how, your bullets go, and this is a hit scan game, meaning that there is no bullet travel time in this game.
Yeah, no bullet travel time.
The hit scan markers, like that hit marker that you hear that means you're connecting with your opponent, was literally happening like half a second later. Like it was that slow.
Damn. Yeah, that was nasty.
It was bad. It was a bad first impression that I got from Call of Duty. I'll be honest with you.
I was telling you because you
And
were
then
so
we could
upset. You're like, this game sucks. I'm like, give it a chance. Give it a chance. Trust me. Like,
Well, I'm giving it a chance, and I'll continue to give it a chance.
proud of you. Good job.
I am not blown away by this game. I'll be honest with you. I'm having fun with it, but I'm not blown away.
Everybody's going to have different opinions.
Absolutely.
This is my favorite of the last three, for sure. I'm enjoying it. I really enjoy the fact and admire the fact that Treyarch has kind of given some degree of control to the gamer. They brought back theater mode, which is great. I think
that is really good news.
If you're playing a game, you want to save it and upload it somewhere, you don't have an Elgato, or maybe your Elgato, like I was talking to Robbie, maybe it's not plugged up right then, you can bookmark that game and go back to it. I really enjoy the fact that they've added the ability to paint your guns and kind of make your own design. We saw some badass guns.
The paint job was sweet.
That green gun, I still want to know how he did that. That looked like it was made of green Now-Laters.
I didn't make that. That's a pre-order camo. It's called the Weaponized 115.
Oh, okay. I should have known you'd know that. And I also am really happy that we've got our player cards back. I made a really nice one, and now you can kind of go to this.
So many dicks
section.
on that player card, Beastly. It's really.
Yeah, I'm not. I rather see boobs, man.
Like 2-3 dicks, that's okay. But man, you get way over the dick limit.
Yeah.
There's a dick limit.
But they've actually taken the player card aspect of Black Ops 2 and made it a little bit better, because now you can go to the media section and see the top trending paint jobs, player cards. You can upload yours and publish it for people to see it, and they can vote you up. And so I think that's really cool. Every now and then, I did it today a couple of times. I did it yesterday. I'll just go to the media section and I'll look at the top and see some of the most awesome original ideas. And there's some really talented people making these player cards. You got twice as many slots as you did in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, you had 32 slots. Now you got 64, which really opens up much more ability for you to get in there and tinker with art. So I'm happy with what I've seen so far. I really enjoy zombies. I haven't had the netcode issues yet that you guys have.
I've had minimal netcode issues, but it's been really solid for the most part. Like, I have had a couple times where it feels like it takes a lot of bullets to kill people because the hit markers are just slightly delayed. But for the most part, it's been really solid. Like, stupid fast time to kill, and that's because the hit detection is really good. Like, it's definitely a lot better than Black Ops 2. It's not perfect. I wouldn't say it's as good as Ghosts. That had the best netcode by far.
Yeah, I just wish that
it's close.
Activision just take the netcode from the Infinity War games. Just give it to everybody. Like,
it's definitely better though.
So better. It's so much better. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Like, boost slide.
It's awesome.
Love it.
It's like an OP, man. Like, have you used it with a shotgun yet?
No.
Oh my god. Just use it with a shotgun.
It's so unfair.
You just go sliding through a door, pop, dead. Yeah. Okay, next door, pop, dead.
I love using it to go around corners because nobody's expecting you to slide out.
And they're all aiming kind of head height or chest height, so they go right over you.
It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. I guess time will tell how much we actually do enjoy it. But I'm happy to be playing it right now. I'm a little underwhelmed with the story. And luckily for Briar, he's not ever going to play that. But I do enjoy the fact that you can at least indulge in that with your friends, family, whatever. And once you beat the single-player campaign, you can play through it again with a B-rated storyline called Nightmare, which is all about zombies. So you can play through the entire campaign again in zombie mode with a whole new story about zombies.
That's awesome. Cool.
That's what I really want to do. That's why Kate and I want to beat it, because we want to play this B movie, huge worldwide infection, and play through the entire campaign with zombies. To me, that's really cool.
Can I put in about the campaign really quickly here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here's the thing. Multiplayer is phenomenal. I'm having a blast with it. I love it. Zombies is also amazing. We might talk about that a bit more. Love it. The campaign sucks. It's really, really disappointing because I loved Black Ops 1 and 2's campaigns. They were a lot of fun. The story was excellent. I really enjoyed them. Like, they were phenomenal. This campaign is such a letdown for me. The story, it doesn't make any sense. First of all, how can you call this Black Ops 3 when it doesn't connect to the previous games? The same characters aren't here. It doesn't even feel like it's the same universe. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't really give a shit about what's going on. And I gotta be honest, I'm bored playing it. Like, it's just another shooting gallery. It's the same Call of Duty campaign again. So I'm tired of it.
The last campaign I actually finished with Call of Duty was Black Ops 2. And it took me till like a month before Ghosts came out to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just not interested. Those stories haven't been good, I don't think, since Modern Warfare 2.
Well,
Yeah.
the campaign situation with myself and Kate was we played it. It was beautiful and sparkly and new. We saw new cut scenes and set pieces. And after a while, we realized we didn't really know what we were doing, or we didn't care about who we were going to save or who we were going to kill. And when that realization hit us, we were like, you want to go to multiplayer?
Yeah.
Let's go to multiplayer. We're not really having that much fun here. And so I agree with you there, Robbie. That the story is just shooting gallery after shooting gallery.
Yeah.
Wave after wave after wave of enemies. You do get these new specialist abilities that you don't get during the multiplayer.
I like that they introduced new abilities too, like the Firefly Swarm and being able to like stun robots. Like that stuff's really cool, but it's not enough for me. It still feels like the same shooting gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the idea, but it's just not enough.
Wasn't implemented well enough. I agree. I think the story definitely needed more work, but most people are buying this for the multiplayer, and I think it shines there. So.
Yeah. So I got to say something about the controls a little bit. I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't take that control scheme for the boosting from Advanced Warfare. I thought that was an ingenious way of doing that, and I was sad that they didn't do that, because what it allowed you to do is keep your thumbs on the thumbsticks while you were kind of in the air.
Yeah.
And with this, I mean, a SCUF controller with this game. Holy shit, you want a SCUF controller.
That's what I use. Yep.
Yeah, you want a SCUF controller, because you're going to be jumping around a lot, and you're going to want to keep your hands on it, because you can shoot and be in the air. Like, you're pretty accurate when you do it.
SCUF is awesome. I've been using my SCUF 4PS, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, the guys who bought the Xbox Elite controller are going to be happy with their purchase for this game. And if you get a SCUF for the PlayStation 4, I mean, you're in the air, and you want to be jumping and shooting an awful lot in this game.
Yeah. It really does help a lot. And, I mean, this game is packed so full of content. Like, this is got to be the most feature-packed Call of Duty. Like, every year, they try and raise the bar higher. They add more stuff to multiplayer, more stuff to zombies. Like, it's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, but, it feels so disconnected. Like, my progress in zombies isn't going to affect my progress in multiplayer. My progress in...
It does.
My progress... How does it affect it?
Because you earn like different emblems and calling cards, and they go across all three modes. Like you earn different.
That doesn't make any difference. It's all cosmetic shit.
Yeah, it is mostly cosmetic, but there's different leveling and stuff. Yeah.
Like I think that I'd like to see Call of Duty kind of move forward into, having some connection between these things now. Like the zombie mode, the campaign mode. They got this new like running mode in this game where you can run these like obstacle courses, which is actually kind of cool. Yeah, the free run. Yeah. It is pretty cool. I tried it. I only tried the first course out, but it was pretty fun. I can see him doing some interesting stuff with that free run mode.
They've got
I'm definitely interested to see how this game evolves over the next few months, though. Like, because we're in the honeymoon stage right now. There's no doubt about it. Like, it's pretty much all positive. Other than the campaign, I think the game is phenomenal. And like, who knows? Like, even in a couple days, someone might find the overpowered gun and start using that and exploit the shit out of it. We don't know what that is yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. Something will get balanced. Something will become overpowered, and then.
I'll tell you, it almost doesn't matter what gun I use. They all seem like they have a time to kill that is just insane.
Yeah, the balancing is amazing, though.
The Weevil, I was using the Weevil today. Holy shit, the thing was melting people from across the map. It's a submachine gun. It's just melting people from across the map. It feels like a laser beam. There's no recoil on any weapon in this game.
It's pretty much the spiritual successor to the P90, because it's got that huge 50-round magazine. It's got the big long clip on it. It looks exactly like it. It feels very similar. Yeah, it's a good gun. I mean, the weapon balancing is fantastic. Like I was just saying,
they all just kill really fast.
Yeah.
Like every weapon kills really fast.
So I got to ask a question. I'm going to answer it and ask at the same time. Do you guys feel that this is a viable purchase? Would you guys recommend someone buying this game based on what you've seen so far?
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm going to hold off on it.
I figured you'd be on the fence.
I put 4 hours into the game. I can't recommend a purchase off of that.
Well, I'm going to recommend it based on this. It does have a campaign, right? Because a lot of these games are coming out without campaigns.
A campaign that neither one of you like, though.
Oh, it's neither here nor there for me.
It might get better, to be honest. I haven't played much of it.
I don't know if it'll get better, Robbie. But I'm not going to say I totally disliked it. It wasn't engaging enough to keep me holding on. I didn't really care too much about what was going on, but it was fun to do, especially with somebody else.
You guys both like zombie mode, right?
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Very hard.
Zombies is amazing in this
Very
game.
difficult.
Shadows of Evil is so good. It's tough, though, because there's a lot of narrow hallways, but I love like the Gobblegum machine. I love using the Beast to open different new doorways and different traps. Like, Zombies is the best it's ever been. It's phenomenal.
There's a lot of people who buy these games just for zombies.
I can see why.
Really good. Yeah.
I've never really been big on zombies. I think the first time I ever tried it was with Black Ops 2. But this one here is phenomenal. It's its own game. It's a huge, gigantic map. So many enemies, shit everywhere. You know, upgrading, buying new guns. This new monster mechanic, you can turn into this creature and open up doors that you can't open with currency. It's just really, it's something different. But I really enjoyed that.
And it's got like that 1940s like noir style to it, which I love too. The map is super cool and detailed, and it looks awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. They got Ron Perlman, Jeff Goldblum. Even Marshawn Lynch is in the campaign, the football player, which is crazy. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I would definitely recommend it. The multiplayer, if you like Call of Duty multiplayer, if you've ever liked the multiplayer, this is some of the best you're going to get. Seems really fleshed out and robust. It has a great zombie mode. Story is okay, but you can play with up to 3 other people online, which is a huge plus compared to the Call of Duty games. And I've already gotten at least 8 hours in, and I'm super anxious to get back into it. So, do I got my money's worth? Will I get it? Definitely. And I think if you like Call of Duty first-person shooters, it's kind of a no-brainer for me at this point. I know Briar's only been in it for 4 hours or so. I'd love to see what you say next week after some more extended play.
Yeah, it definitely, for me, it definitely is going to take an extended look before I'm ready to recommend it.
Gotcha.
There's no doubt about it, though. The value is phenomenal. You get this fantastic multiplayer and fantastic zombies. I definitely would recommend this game.
Yeah,
I love it.
You know, it's nice to get in early on a Call of Duty game, because then when all the Christmas noobs showed up, you know, you get that nice ramp on your KD.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, basically, I'm riding that ramp all year long on that KD ratio.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, in Destiny, Trials of Osiris really fucked my KD up. But
oh, man.
Okay, so are you guys done with Black Ops 3? Like,
yes.
Anything else you want to talk about with Black Ops 3?
Oh, well, I'm curious to see what the guys who watched the podcast think about it. You guys leave a comment if you're playing Black Ops 3. Is it yay or nay? Do you guys like it? Do you like the campaign? Do you like the multiplayer? Are you guys experiencing any of these netcode issues? Let us know in the comment section. We're ready to move on, guys.
It's pretty much, I think, we got about a month before all the YouTubers start saying this is the worst game that Call of Duty has ever made, and Advanced Warfare was the best. We got about a week.
Saying Advanced Warfare was shit. Yeah.
That's the flow of the YouTuber opinion on Call of Duty.
Yep,
all right, so Fallout 4 coming out next week. I asked you guys before.
In 2 days.
Yeah, in 2 days. I asked you guys before the podcast, what platform are you guys planning on getting this? I wish Not Too Nerdy was here to tell us why we're all stupid for not getting it for PC. Unfortunately, he's not. But what are you guys thinking?
Well, I'll say it again. I'm getting it on the PS4 because the majority of the people I play with are on that console. I literally have a handful of Xbox One friends. I don't really play too many online games on my Xbox One. Like I said, I miss Titanfall.
It's not an online game.
Yeah, well, it's not, but I'm still gonna get it on PS4.
Okay.
That's my console of choice. That's the one I play with the most. It might be a good idea, but judging based on a lot of Digital Foundry, pretty much everything that's a multi-plat it performs slightly better on the PS4. And most people are going to get what performs better on. Like if you had a choice of a 900p TV and a 1080p TV, everybody's going to pick 1080p. And so, for the most part, multi-plats perform a little bit better on the PS4, not by leaps and bounds. And it's probably going to be the same case here.
The thing is, though, the game is 1080p, 30 frames per second on both consoles, and the fact is, Bethesda's been developing this game for ages. Like 4 years now, they've been developing this game, so I think it's going to be incredibly well optimized no matter what platform you choose. It's going to be an incredible game. Like this, it's so hard to take it in because it's so close, but this could easily be one of the games of the generation, if it's anything like Fallout 3. Because Fallout 3, probably one of the best games ever made. Definitely one of the best open-world games ever made. It was one of the best games in the last generation. Definitely one of my favorite games of all time. I still play it so much on PC. It is an amazing game.
Well, for me, it's really Fallout 3 was one of the best games of all time to me. A lot of people really put Fallout against the Elder Scrolls. To me, Fallout is just a slightly better game for me because I enjoy that world a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the preference of like what kind of
your taste.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go out on a limb and speculate that this will definitely be Game of the Year. I mean, there's a lot of hype.
This game's not even out yet.
Man, I don't care.
Game of the Year.
I don't care. It's fucking Game of the Year.
That's what everyone's saying.
Briar, this is going to be Game of the Year. It's got some great contenders. It's got The Witcher 3. It's got Metal Gear Solid. What else does it have? Guys, anything else?
Metal Gear? I don't know.
Metal Gear? Taken King? Possibly. These will be the only games that can really compete. And if we go by history of Bethesda, what they release, other than The Evil Within, this game is going to be fucking insane. I'm super excited about it, man. The game looks great. A lot of people don't understand the dynamic of these Western RPGs, but for me, this is going to be something that's going to take me away from everything else.
Yeah.
I know there are going to be a lot of people who get fired after Tuesday. A lot of relationships are going to end after Tuesday. You know,
a lot of people are going to be calling in sick this week. Like
I was on Facebook and I was reading this girl's post. She was saying, Kate showed it to me. She said, I've been spending so much time with Jimmy this last week or two. He's been hanging out with me. We've been, having romantic dinners and doing all this shit because he's already told me after Fallout 4 comes out, it's over.
He's getting those brownie points added up.
Oh, yeah. It's the truth. Fallout 4 is coming. Everybody get ready for that shit.
Yeah, that game is going to be a time suck. You know it is, too.
Yeah.
They always are.
You look at... Yeah, we were talking about the value that Black Ops 3 presents. I mean, this is, like, the best value for any game ever, and every minute of it is incredible.
Come on, guys. Come on. Tone it down a little bit. Game of the Year, the best value ever. The game's not even out yet.
It's going to be how many hundreds of hours? Like, a huge open world? You
have no idea how long it's going to be.
Well, The Witcher 3 is hundreds of hours, too, but I won't say... As far as value, you don't know what you're going to get. But I will definitely say it's a great possibility this will be a Game of the Year contender.
This could be just the next step for open world games.
I'm excited for it, too. And I think it's going to be good. If it's as good as Fallout 3, then I'm already in love with it, right?
Yeah.
That's all. It's only got to be as good as Fallout 3 because I loved Fallout 3. I love Fallout New Vegas. It's only got to be that good, and I'm going to love it. I already know that. But we have no idea if there's going to be technical problems. We don't know if there's going to be some kind of bait and switch. We have no idea what's going on with this game.
Well, I'm optimistic because the game went gold early.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good sign.
That is a good sign. To go gold early means they had a lot of extra time to
polish the game. Yeah. So I'm super excited about it. I don't know what the value of the game will be because no one knows it's going to be.
Value means different things to different people.
Yeah. But for me, it's a Fallout game, and you really can't lose with Fallout. I'm super excited about it, and everything I have is going to stop Tuesday. We just got Call of Duty. I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to be playing The Last of Us. All that shit. I just threw Batman in today for the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. That's over Tuesday. Everything's over Tuesday.
Pretty much. I mean, do you guys think Fallout 3 was obviously a monumental step forward? That game was incredible. Is there any chance that Fallout 4 can exceed that? Will this be the next step for open world games? Will it be an even better game, or will it literally just be a prettier, more refined Fallout 3? Because even if it's that, that's going to be incredible.
I'll tell you what I'm hoping for. How about that?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm hoping for. I want it to be as good as Fallout 3, with a more detailed and richly textured landscape, better characters. The characters in Fallout 3 were amazing, but I'd like to see characters with faces that don't look hideously ugly every time you see them on screen. More characters, more NPC interaction, just a more vibrant world. Because with the technical limitations of the PS4 and the Xbox One compared to the technical limitations of the 360 and that era of hardware, I feel like they've got a lot more headroom, a lot more room to play with that stuff. I'm less interested in the graphics and more interested in what they can do to kind of enrich the world. Just make it feel more alive. And that's really what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I want to see how immersive this world is as well. If it really pulls you in. I can't wait to play it with just the surround sound headphones on, no one in a party chat, just alone, just immersing in the game. I think it's going to be incredible.
I got a hotel reservation. I'm going to be staying in a hotel for the next 2 weeks. Don't tell my wife. She's gonna think I'm gone. She'll be so happy to see me when I get back. Maybe.
Maybe, caveat.
She might be pretty mad, though.
Yeah. Don't tell her what I've been doing. I'm going to tell her I was kidnapped.
I heard what Robbie said at the beginning of his statement. You said that Fallout 3 was really groundbreaking and whatnot. What came out first? Was it Fallout 3 or The Elder Scrolls Oblivion?
Oblivion came out second.
It came out second.
That was first. That was 2006.
No. I'm sorry. Oblivion, then Skyrim. Okay, yeah. Oblivion came out before. Yeah.
Because to me, Oblivion was probably more of a world-altering game. When that game came out, it was everywhere. Everybody was going crazy over it. And I think that Fallout 3 kind of followed suit on that world.
Yeah.
And kind of built on that.
My problem, so I was technically impressed with Oblivion, but I didn't have any fun playing it.
Oh, okay. I had a blast.
Yeah, Fallout for me, it's just a more interesting world. It's a more interesting... I don't like fantasy that much, like that. Like swords and sorcery, it's just not my thing.
How did you feel about Skyrim, then?
I didn't really... It's technically very impressive, but it's just not how I...
Same thing. You feel the same.
I've never really found any game that's really done swords well. You know what I mean? Like I always feel like it was almost like a Kung Fu Grip G.I. Joe. That's how I always feel whenever I'm using a sword in a video game.
Well, this is my situation with the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I had never played an Elder Scrolls game before. I bought Morrowind on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And I put it in, I was like, what the hell is this? I don't want to play this shit. I was never on a PC before, up until that point in time. So to me, it came across like a PC game, and I didn't want to get into it. I was like, what? It's ugly, I don't want to play it. And then all this fervor came out about Oblivion, and everybody was going crazy, and all the game magazines, Game of the Year. And so I bought it. Look who's here, guys. Yeah, so I bought it. I bought it on PS3 and started playing it, and I didn't get into it. And then everybody was like, man, you just spent $60 in that game. You need to go back home and play it. Everybody at GameStop. And so I bought the strategy guide, which I still have. It's like this thick. I started reading it. I was like, there's all this shit in this game? Started figuring it out, and I started playing it, and I swear, that game was one of the best gaming experiences I ever had, Oblivion.
Not enough Patrick Stewart. That was really disappointing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hey, guys, we got a special, we just summoned him.
Sorry.
Not Too Nerdy Entertainment. What's up, man?
I was working till 5. I had no idea you guys started 5 o'clock now.
No. Really? Today's a special day. Mr. Rabbit has later obligations, so we kind of altered our regular time to accommodate his later time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So you guys, I heard you guys talk about Fallout 4, so I thought I'd chime in. I was excited. I just preloaded it for PC yesterday, so it's all set.
Here we go.
Waiting for as soon as it's midnight, I'm gonna start playing exactly midnight. I'm kind of excited. Hopefully it's not a glitchy mess like Black Ops 3 on the PC, but...
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Beastly and Robbie have already christened it Game of the Year and the best value for video games ever.
Wait, Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. The game didn't even come out yet?
Yeah, they killed it, man. They have reviewed this game. They've given it 9 out of 13 stars.
Damn right.
Wow.
That's... Okay. I mean, I'm marketing this game more than Bethesda has, so you're welcome, Bethesda. This is free marketing.
Man, what a damn show.
Seriously, though, guys, I don't see how Fallout 4 can't, blow us all away. At least be, an amazing game. Because I think you look at Oblivion, 10 out of 10. Fallout 3 was, another 10 out of 10 game. Skyrim was another incredible game. I don't see how they really can do anything less than that. Even if it is not quite as good, it's still going to be a phenomenal game in every way. I don't really see where they can go wrong.
Well,
every way.
You just said it right now. You just said it right now. Every other game was a 10 out of 10, right? Well, that's why. So there's high expectation for this one. So that's why they're setting a bar pretty high for themselves. So now anything that's not reaching that is not going to be perfect in people's minds. So that's why they have a lot to live up to. So it's gonna be kind of hard,
Here's a question, guys. Is it possible that Bethesda can actually live up to the hype? I mean, that's a lot of fucking hype.
I think it is, but
it's a lot of hype. It's a lot of hype, man.
I think if anyone could, it'll be Bethesda. So if that answers your question, if anyone could, it'll be them. But then again, I don't know if anyone can live up to this hype because this is People have been talking about Fallout 4 for a long time. You know?
This is the big one.
Yeah.
This is as hype as I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is as big of a game as it gets. Like, this is like the big one. Like, the one every single damn person is excited for. Not just like kind of excited. It's like you're like pumped and you can't wait another goddamn minute for this game. That's how everyone feels.
People were so excited about this that they got other people who had never played Fallout 3 excited about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I have people who I've talked to who are like excited about Fallout 4. I'm like, did you play Fallout 3? They're like, no.
Damn.
Or yeah, I played it this summer because so many people told me to play it that I wanted to play it before I played Fallout 4.
Yeah.
My best friend has never played Fallout 3, and I gave him a code.
You're hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Backwards compatibility. I'm like, you have to play this game. It's incredible.
Robbie, we got to have a talk about who you're hanging out with, man.
Clapper? Man, my 2-year-olds played Fallout 3 before.
All right, we have 17 minutes to go through all the news.
Let's do it.
Who wants to start it off?
All right, Black Ops 3 on PC to introduce modding and map tools in early 2016.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Will the game work? Will it work in 2016? Not too nerdy.
Well, here's the thing. I got it to work with mine, but the thing is, like, my specs are pretty high. The problem is, like, you need an i7 right away. If you have i5, i3, it's not gonna work. Right. So you need an i7 chip. That's number one. Number two, the specs. I finally tweaked out the specs. Everything is on high settings. There's one that's extreme settings, but and also I had to do anti-alias to 2 times. So, like, I had to literally go through each list, and I'm marking it down to see which is the specs, and I finally found it. And that's just to get, like, a steady 60 frames per second and at 1080p. So my graphics card should be doing 1440p. And the problem is you're looking at 1080p, and I'm tweaking all these settings just to get 1080p. And that's not acceptable at all. That just means that it's a mess, you know?
All right, well, speaking of messes, PC version of Black Ops 3 is facing major issues at launch. Not too nerdy. Would you like to elaborate very quickly on the subject?
Yeah, I'll just real quick. I had a video I posted up when I was trying to go to the zombie game. It says 4-player max, but yet they're trying to match you up with 15 players. There's 15 players on the board, and it says 4-player max. And as soon as it connects, it disconnects everyone because obviously it can't fit 15 players in a 4-player max.
It was doing the same thing to us yesterday in multiplayer.
Yeah,
it was trying matches with 14, 15 people.
Oh, it did that for PS4 as well?
Yeah. So
it doesn't happen often, though.
That was
just
for multiplayer. There's supposed to be, 12 people max?
12
and it is like
people.
15 people in the lobby?
Yeah, so.
The funny thing is, it worked for the beta. Well, how does the beta work, and then it comes out the real game, and it's worse than the beta? I've never really seen it.
Yeah. I hope that it's taken care of soon, because I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Let's move on to Activision. They have acquired developer King for $5.9 billion. Guys, they could have bought Lucas, they could have bought the Star Wars trilogy, but instead Activision bought King. And that's the company that makes, what's the name of that little Android game?
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. For $5.9 billion.
I think this is a dumb purchase because, to give some context, I believe Disney acquired Star Wars for something like $3.6 billion. So this is worth more than Star Wars. Like, are you sure about that? I don't think this is a very good acquisition at all. Like, this is ridiculous.
Guys, I got this new thing I'm coming up with. It's called Candy Loops. And what you do is you draw loops on your screen, right, to get the candy to come through. It's new on iOS and Android. It's free to play, but there's in-app purchases, of course. And Activision called me.
Give me $1 billion.
Look, I think it's a great idea, to be honest with you. I mean, some people buy spinners, some people go to strip clubs, and some people show off money by buying Candy Crush. I mean,
loops.
They're just showing off their money, I guess. I don't know what they did. I don't know why they did it.
This could either be a huge cash cow or a huge flop, and I'm honestly not sure which way it's going to go. I have no idea.
It seems like every time you hear about one of these acquisitions of like a mobile game that's like super hot, as soon as it gets acquired, it just drops. Like it just dies.
Well, I guess only time will tell, guys. I've never played Candy Crush. I know a lot of people who do, though. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people with very tight suits on sitting around talking about this acquisition, and they came to the realization that it was a viable purchase. So, only time will tell. Activision, guys, has opened a new film studio called Activision Blizzard Studios.
Yeah, I'll read the article, too, if you guys like.
Speed read. You remember the Micro Machines commercial? You would like that.
So it says, in an Investor Day presentation leading up to BlizzCon, because that just happened a couple days ago, Activision announced Activision Blizzard Studios, a new division of the company focused on creating original films and TV shows. So they've never done anything like this. Like, Activision is purely about video games. Now they're going to be making feature films and TV shows. The first film project announced for the studio is a robust cinematic universe based on the Call of Duty franchise, planned to include a series of Call of Duty films, as well as the possibility of television adaptations. No timing or additional information was released, but the first Call of Duty movie is expected in 2018 or 2019.
Wow.
What do you think? I don't.
Good idea.
Wow.
Wow. That's actually a
lot
better
that
than
cow
spending,
Activision, you know, like that.
Yeah,
So.
it's better than spending $6 billion on Candy Crush. That's a really smart acquisition, or a new studio that makes sense to me.
I don't think you guys realize how much Activision makes, though. Man, Activision makes so much money. Like, and if you're just looking on the PC side, like, those games make more money than the other games. And, like, you would think, okay, how's PC making more than Call of Duty games? They got, like, the top from Blizzard. Like, those games alone make so much more money, you know?
They're two
so
companies.
that's the reason why they have money to spend. And, I mean, why not? Like, just make everything.
Activision has unlimited cash, and I mean, this is, like, they've dominated the video game industry. I don't think there's much more they need to do, and I think this is a lot smarter for them than developing, like, or acquiring King, because this is something that's going to last. They have this huge development studio. Now they're moving into filmmaking. I'm so interested to see how this turns out.
Imagine if they somehow can take their brands, you know, like World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, you know, Skylanders, you know, like all of their like main brands, and treat them like Marvel has with their brands in the movie theaters. I mean, I think they'd get a lot of gamers into theaters and buying Blu-rays of that stuff. I think
Don't forget StarCraft.
They gotta do it with care and quality.
Like StarCraft. Yeah, that's like huge. Like that's one of the biggest too. Like it's just insane how much money they make. They have the biggest franchise.
But the history of video game movies is not good. It's hard to make good video game movies because you know the stories aren't really that good.
And Yui Boa is still alive. Yui Boa has destroyed video game movies.
I think that's because developers want so much to do with the movie instead of letting the other people get to do it on their own. So that's why they have the money to let other people make the movie and just give it to them to make it. Then it'll be different. You know, someone like Disney or someone else had it, like what they do in Marvel stuff. You never know how it could turn out. So
could be good. I mean, it was a long time where comic book movies sucked bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain America. All right, guys. So Skyrim was ported to the Xbox One as part of Fallout 4's development early on. I actually heard about this story earlier in the week. That I'm trying to remember the man's name who actually does most of the development on the Fallout series. Todd Howard. He actually ported it over, and it worked fine, but he did not want to release it and actually release it for sale. He just wanted to port it to see how well it would work.
There is no HD remaster of Skyrim coming for current gen. They said that's, at least for now, that's not happening. Like, that's not what this means. This just means they were getting ready for Fallout 4, and that's how they wanted to prepare with the new consoles. Like, get used to the architectures doing this. That was just the first step.
You're playing Fallout 4, right? And you come across a computer in some, like, kind of weird-ass place in, like, the wasteland of Boston. You boot it up, and up comes Skyrim. And you can sit there and play Skyrim. Can you imagine?
That'd be nuts. All right, so consider this a PSA, guys, especially for the people out there who own Xbox Ones. Xbox One owners may have downloaded the wrong file for Fallout 4 for the preload.
Yeah, it's called.
So if you pre-order the
Xbox
game,
One OS.
Damn, bro. That's hardcore.
If you guys pre-order before, I believe it's October 27th, just to be cautionary, delete the game if you have it downloaded and re-download again. Don't, because then you'll have to suffer through the pain I did with Halo 5, where I downloaded the wrong file and had to wait all over again when my friends played through the campaign and I didn't get to experience it. Just delete the game and reinstall it. Don't take the risk, because it might not start out. You might have done the wrong thing.
And the people that get on PC, be careful because it's going to be just like Grand Theft Auto 5 in the way that it's going to have a preload a certain amount, and then afterwards it's going to do double the amount, and they're going to compress it afterwards. So if you try to put on your SSD and you don't have enough storage, and you try to do it later, that's going to cause problems. So you want to make sure that you put it in a safe location and you have enough memory first. Otherwise, it'll be twice the space.
So delete Microsoft Office off before you try and load it up.
No, you definitely should put this on your SSD if you have it. This is going to be one of those games where it'll come in handy to load the profile. So just to let you know.
Okay, guys, so continuing with the saddest love story since The Notebook, Konami has shut down Kojima Studios in LA. And it's official. The studios have actually been closed now. Any thoughts or ideas?
This is the studio behind Metal Gear Online, not Metal Gear.
Yeah, I put that in the notes.
Yeah. It's a different studio.
So, I mean, Konami, they're always in the news with this. Like, there was a news story about the whole Kojima-Konami controversy and Metal Gear thing every single week. Like, it's constant. It never seems to end. I mean,
it's done with video games. They're done with, like, video games as we know them.
They're getting out of the industry.
They say that they're actually going to be working on full-fledged AAA Metal Gear Solid titles in the future.
Which confuses me because they're getting out of it, but all of a sudden they're like, oh no, we got another game coming. Like, make up your damn mind.
What if this is like WWE and Kojima actually still worked for them and they were just trying to get all this excitement and frustration aimed towards Kojima and Konami, and then you find out a year or two later they've been working together the whole time? That really pissed me off.
They said he's on vacation recently, too. That's what they said. And he hadn't left the studio. Like, I just was like, come on, when I saw that. Just dumb.
Okay. And Robbie, I think you're the only... Briar, did you ever get Halo 5?
Yeah, I got it.
Halo 5 Guardian sees the biggest launch in franchise history. I said it 3 times.
I want to see the numbers for that, because I want to know if that's included the microtransactions, because I know they had a lot of microtransactions, so do people buy a lot of stuff and they're adding the money, or they're adding the actual copies? That's what I want to see.
I hope they're talking about actual copies. That would be very...
There was a separate story of the amount of how much they made off the microtransactions. I'm pretty sure it's separate. This is just copies sold.
They're talking about total, because there's they're including the money. All they speculate is the money. I want to see how many copies are sold, because now I'm curious, because I know they had the bundles with the console, and then they had the actual copies, and then they also had a lot of microtransactions, which almost everyone, I know a lot of people got the microtransactions because they actually helped you out in the beginning, but it's not like pay to win supposedly. But
no, I have to admit I bought quite a few.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, I'm not gonna buy it, but then people end up buying it.
It's addicting. You can't help it. Like, you open one, it's like, oh, one more. Then you open it, it's like, oh, just one more. You can't stop. It's crazy.
Speaking of microtransactions, Briar, how many emotes have you purchased?
I bought them all.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Just curious.
I literally make a living from Destiny, guys. Like, of course I'm gonna buy them all.
You bought them all. Good shit.
It's like being like having a car dealership and not having any cars on the lot. Like, that's.
I drive a bike to work. I got you. All right. So the last little bit of news we got, guys, is from Sony about Sony. Shooter fans are switching over to the PlayStation 4 this generation, says Sony. You guys agree with that? I kind of do.
I do. But at the same time, I feel like anyone who's going to play on PS4 probably already owned a PS3 last generation. I mean, I'm not sure this is partly true, but...
There's tons of people who didn't own a PS3 last generation.
And they're dumb, because you missed out on a lot of exclusives that were fantastic.
Yeah, well...
you're dumb, because you didn't have $400 to spend on a fucking
Tell us,
exactly. You're dumb. I say shooters go to a console that has the most people playing on it, so there's more people to play with, and that's why the PlayStation in the league. Same thing if Xbox One had more people, they would have been there. That's all it is. They go to wherever the most people are so they can play with the most people because there's more matches. So I think it's yes. The answer is yes.
MLG is switching over to PS4s, which I think is, it shows something. They were 360 last generation. Call of Duty switching to lead platform PS4, which I think says something.
Battlefront is on PS4 lead platform.
Destiny, yeah, it does appear that way. Not too nerdy.
Yes.
You very seldom join the show because you're so busy, and we understand that. But since you're here, I'd like to hear your take. I want to ask you a question. What can Microsoft do in order to turn this around? Now, we know that the PS4 is about 12, 13 million ahead. Is it too late for them? What can they do to actually level the playing field I'm just really curious as to or is it already over in your eyes? Let me know.
I think what they're doing right now, it's like to stop talking about the competition and just bring what you have, because that's the only way to get your gamers back is to show your games. Like Halo 5, that's your thing. Halo made billions of dollars for Microsoft, you know. Like, that's your billion-dollar franchise. Stick with it. Do the things that you do best, and that's it. And, like, you'll get people back when you start doing what you do best. You know, if you keep working on certain things that you have advantage over the PS4, which is the updates. You know, if you look at the Xbox One, it's the most updated console. It has the best updates, and it does what people want it to do. And, I mean, if you competition-wise, I don't know if they're ever going to catch a PlayStation 4. They might not. But then again, if you flipped it around, the PS3 caught up to the Xbox 360 and even surpassed it, like barely, but they surpassed it towards the end. You know, so it could happen again. Who knows? But the way
you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the way the PS3 turned it around is by listening to the people and trying to do what gamers wanted, and they started bringing the games. You know, they started taking chances on exclusives. That's the one thing, though, Microsoft doesn't do as well as Sony, though. I don't think they take as big as chances as Sony's. I mean, Sony, that might be their fault, Sony, but Sony takes chances. You know, look at Bloodborne. You know, Bloodborne was a chance, and it paid off a little bit. You know, they take chances. Yeah, exactly. They take chances, and it might fail, it might be successful. They take chances, and that's the thing. I think Xbox has to start doing that also, because otherwise people are going to realize that, okay, now all the shooters that used to be just Microsoft, people are now playing shooters on PS4. So what do you have in Xbox One that you can offer me that's separate from the PS4?
That's the thing. You're absolutely right. They got a few pivotal franchises on the Microsoft front. Sony does have more. And Microsoft, instead of just sticking with those, they need to continually innovate and make new.
Halo is a big franchise, though.
It's a huge franchise.
It's huge. The problem with Halo is, look at the month they came out in. The people who are playing Halo right now, a lot of people jump shipped already to Black Ops. A lot of the rest of
Robbie already did.
The people are going to go to Star Wars. When Star Wars comes out, they're going to jump that ship too. They literally lost all their players. And on top of it, the Tomb Raider exclusive is coming out the same day as Fallout. Like,
oh, fuck.
You have to space it out better than that, the way they did it. You know, and I think that's some of their faults. Like, they had great lineups, they had great games, but they're spaced together, and like they're going against each other.
Imagine if Halo 5 had been like a January or February release.
Oh man, they would have had all that time.
They would have crushed it. They would have crushed it. They would have lost out on the holiday sales, but they would have had the marketplace to themselves.
Yeah.
And the press to themselves too. The press cycle would have been all about
honestly, Robbie, are you still playing Halo 5, or are you exclusively on Black Ops right now?
I play it somewhat. Like, I played it every couple days. I haven't played it for a bit now. Like, the multiplayer is a lot of fun, but yeah, I just prefer Call of Duty multiplayer.
Damn it, they fucked up.
Halo is a completely different experience multiplayer-wise. It's much slower time to kill. It's a more precise game. You have to.
A lot of hip firing too.
What's that?
A lot of hip firing because there's a lot of
weapons. Yeah. It's a different type of game. One would say a higher skill game. You know, you have to be accurate for long periods of time. You have to team shot. You have to coordinate with your team to be successful.
Yeah,
it's a totally different kind of game.
All right,
so you just say team for multiplayer? Oh man, that's hard to do.
Something like in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, you know, in Call of Duty, you're gonna see oftentimes somebody go on like a 5 or 6 kill streak where, you know, there's 3 guys in a room and they might spray all 3 of them down, you know, in quick succession. You're not going to see that in Halo. It's just doesn't happen. You know, if there's 3 guys in the room, you go into that room by yourself, you're going to get sprayed down.
Yeah. It takes a lot more ammo to kill people too in Halo 5.
Right. It's slower time to kill, which usually means it's a higher skilled game.
It's definitely faster than older Halos. It's definitely more like Call of Duty than the previous games, but it's still more slow. But it's not a slow game. It's still fast-paced. But.
All right, guys, I got to wrap this one up. We got to end this show here because I've got to jump on the Extra Life stream. We're going to have a lot more to talk about next week. That's for damn sure. We got Fallout 4 coming out. I'm sure we're going to have some more Black Ops 3 talk. Anybody want to pimp anything at the end of the show here?
You guys going over and check out the stream, man. That'd be so good to watch Beastly's Thoughts and just go straight over to a stream half an hour later. That's fucking awesome. Check out my channel if you guys want to see what I'm up to and into. I got some great videos coming this week. I just rendered 16 last night. Balancing Greatness is another great topic that I got coming out. Going to be playing some Call of Duty. Hopefully, if I find time to play a little bit of Batman, I'll do that as well. But that'll be me for the week. Robbie, not too nerdy. What do you guys want to say?
I will have a Black Ops 3 first impressions going up, probably a multiplayer. I might go through the whole game. That should be up tomorrow. So that's really about it. I might do some other stuff too.
I have a bunch of games going up. I'm going to be live streaming a lot of games. So I'm going to be live streaming my PC. I'm going to do Fallout 4. I'm going to be doing Black Ops 3 and Overwatch. I got entered for the beta, so I'm going to be showing that right there.
So you're live streaming on Twitch or on YouTube?
I'm going to do both, like switch back and forth, but mostly on YouTube, I think. But because I could do a higher bit rate there, so I'll try YouTube for a while. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to be jumping onto the Extra Life stream in about half an hour here. So you go on over to twitch.tv/guardians_give_back and donate to the cause. You know, be supportive. Even if you don't have money to donate, you know, tweet it out. You know, get it some views, get some other people in there. We'd really appreciate it. It's for, again, a great cause. Extra Life is a really cool thing, and I'll be over there.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.